Okay. So,
Ayun.
ito. Yan. So, pressure vessels in general, meron tayong two types of pressure vessel. Meron tayong tinatawag na thin-walled pressure vessel. And then, meron din tayong tinatawag na thick-walled pressure vessels. So, pagdating natin sa comparison ng isang thin-walled or thick-walled pressure vessel, meron tayong test or checking na ginagawa, computation na ginagawa to determine whether thin-walled po ba ito or thick-walled po ba ito. And that is taking the ratio of the wall thickness with the inside diameter natin. So if that is less than 0.07, therefore the cylinder is considered as thin-walled pressure vessel. So if you can recall, just like any other machine member natin, if we do have a certain load or certain force acting dun sa machine member natin, that is always subjected to certain experience of stresses. Halimbawa, ang isang machine member, we apply tensile forces. Diba, we can claim that this material or this machine member is subjected to tensile stresses, no? If mag-apply tayo ng compressive forces dun sa ating material or sa machine member natin, we can claim that this material is experiencing compressive stresses. Kung mag-add tayo ng heat sa system, maybe the temperature will rise, So, nagiging subjected dito into thermal stresses. Are you still with me po? Nagigets po ba natin yun? Now, pagdating dito, yung machine member natin, is said to be subjected to an inside pressure, So, pag naging subjected ang isang vessel natin to an inside pressure, papasok dito yung two types of possible evaluation ng stress natin, which is yung tangential as well as the longitudinal stress natin, So, we have the tangential stress or the longitudinal stress natin. Okay? So, dito, sa tangential stress natin, this is one of the past board exam problems or question, elements pa nga siya eh. Ang question dito is, what is the other term for hook stress? Pero wala yung tangential stress cases. So, ang sagot po doon, ang nasa choices is circumferential stress. Okay? Kasi pag halimbawa yung vessel natin, kinat ko siya dito, so, pag kinat natin yung vessel natin dyan, So, subjected siya dito into stress with respect to its circumference, Yan, meron tayong mga stress dito, yan. Okay? And then, pag with respect to length, that is the so-called longitudinal stress, So, stress natin with respect to the circumference, that is hoop stress or tangential stress, Pag with respect to the length natin, that is longitudinal stress. Okay? If hindi ibigay, ang maging basis mo palagi ng design dapat is tangential. Naintindihan po? Nurse? Not even. Ang basis design mo palagi is tangential. Kasi mas malaki yung magiging stress evaluation mo kapag tangential stress. And pagka nag-evaluate tayo niyan, dapat based on tangential para hindi magkaroon ng failure if or pagka halimbawa longitudinal yung stress na ginamit natin tapos nag-compute tayo ng thickness mas malaki ang tangential compared to longitudinal So pagka halimbawa, gumamit tayo ng, or ang stress mo now is greater than longitudinal, or tangential na, wala na. Subjected to failure na yung pressure vessel natin. So dapat pagka nag-design tayo based on tangential stress, if hindi man ibigay sa problem yung evaluation na gagamitin. Okay po everyone? Maliwanag ko po yung otso ko. Naririnig niyo po ako ng maayos. So for tangential, we have PDI-T. For longitudinal stress, we have PDI over 40. So PDI over 2 and then PDI over 40. Okay. So if the efficiency of the joint is to be considered, we have PDI over 2D. So nagkakaroon lang sa denominator natin na joint efficiency po. Nagkakaroon lang dun sa atin ano? Discussion natin. Last week lang ba? Or kahapon yata. So for a cylindrical vessel filled with fluid, paano natin nalaman na filled with fluid yan? Yan kita merong mga isda, So, merong fluid dun sa loob, So sabi natin, yung pressure dito sa bottom part natin, halimbawa, dito po evaluated. So yung pressure dito sa bottom part, since meron pa ditong volume of fluid, therefore subjected ito into gauge pressure, where the gauge pressure natin is rho GH or with of gamma H. Yan yung mga possible formulas natin. Pero kahapon, if you can recall, sabi nga natin, this is also, on top of that, this is also evaluated to atmospheric pressure. Now, we're going to add atmospheric pressure dito is computing for the pressure natin or the maximum pressure at the bottom. Are we going to add atmospheric pressure? Answer. Bakit no kaya? Kaya ang simple explanation natin. Kasi po, close yung container. So, hindi siya exposed sa atmosphere. Therefore, yung ating pressure is simply equivalent to the gauge pressure. Katulad kahapon, open sa atmosphere, nagkaroon tayo ng additional na plus P. Okay po ba tayo dun, everyone? Give me a thumbs up or a reason po. Okay. Good. Now, for spherical pressure vessel, under pa rin ito ng pinwood, dito, wala naman ditong longitudinal or circumferential kasi isa naman yan pag spherical, So, pag spherical, PDI over 40, So, PDI over 40. If the efficiency of the joint is to be considered, that should be PDI over 40. Highlight ko yung part na. So, kapag spherical, wala tayong pinag-uusapan whether tangential or longitudinal, Okay. Next one. If the ratio of the wall thickness, then the inside diameter is greater than 0.07 naman, therefore the vessel is considered as a thick-walled pressure vessel. So kapag po halimbawa greater than 0.07 naman, therefore yung vessel natin is considered as thick-walled pressure vessel. So under the thick-walled pressure vessel, gamit tayo ng tinatawag natin na Ames equation. So we have the Ames equation. So this is utilized in computing for the wall thickness natin if thick-walled pressure vessel. Nakuha po? Take notes. Anong common mistake? usually, yung iba, akala yung negative 1 kasama sa square root. No, mali po yun. Ano pa yung isa? Nag-open dito, na-close dito. Hindi nakasama yung negative 1. Okay? Kompleto pa ito dyan? Sige ko yung thumbs up or reason po. Then, kompleto pa ba? Okay, that's good. So, as you can observe, so far, the pressure vessel natin is only experiencing internal pressures. Tama? So, pag binalikan natin yan, diba, yung vessel natin, yan, subjected siya only to, specifically to internal pressures. No? Now, how if maging subjected yung material natin both to an internal and external pressures po? Pag subjected siya into an internal and external pressure, hindi ko alam if nagamit pa rin ito ng college. Sinong umabot dito sa mga discussion ng pressure vessels ng college? For the maximum internal stress, paano nyo ito na-memorize? P rho rho ridi. Ganun ba yan? Minus 2 por rho. Sige nga, then give me Winston Gat. Sino yung nag-memorize nito ng ganun? P rho rho. Si Engineer Aaron. Si Engineer Jostuel. Si Engineer John Mark. Paano basahin engineer yung denominator nyo? Rho rho ridi.
Pero 3.
Tapos pag maximum external, ano yan? 2P ridi. Parang kinakabahan ba ako? Pagka masira yung buhay ba natin dyan? What do you think? Ganun na lang ba? Okay na ba yun? 2P ridi minus pororo. Pororo plus ridi. Turuan ko kayo, ha? Turuan ko kayo. Yung technique ko, again, huwag niyong pilitin palaging maka-adapt. No? Huwag niyong pilitin palaging maka-adapt. No? If meron kayong mga sa tingin ninyo mga strategies, and formulas na mas madali, you stick with that. No? Tingnan lang ninyo kung mas maging komportable kayo sa technique or sa strategy ko. No? So, meron tayong maximum internal stress. Computing for the maximum internal stress. And then meron tayong maximum external stress, no? So, tandaan, meron ka dyang plus term. And then meron ka dyan na minus term, no? Okay? So, una, regardless whether maximum internal or maximum external, ang denominator mo palagi is minus term. Okay? So, ang denominator mo palagi is minus term. Okay? Now, ang numerator mo palagi is Pi minus Po. Tandaan mo yun, ha? Ang numerator mo palagi is Pi minus Po. Now, yung plus term, nakikita niyo yung plus term? Yung plus term, pag internal ito, i-multiply mo dito sa internal pressure. Pag external ito, i-multiply mo dito sa external pressure. So, una, internal siya. Internal stress maximum ang hinahanap. Dito mo i-multiply. Plus Ri squared. No? Dito, maximum external. Dito mo i-multiply. Ro squared. That's Ri squared. Maintindihan po? Engineers? Anong gawin doon sa naiwan na term? I-multiply it by 2 R squared. 2 R squared. Maintindihan? Oh, Isa pa. Halimbawa, maximum external. Start with denominator, palaging minus term. Okay, yung minus term natin. Numerator, I minus. Yung plus term, pag-uusapan natin kung kanino yung multiply, external ito. Dito may multiply yung plus term. Yung naiwan na term, 2 r squared. Okay tayo so far? Ganun yung technique. Ako, para sa akin kasi everything is all about storytelling eh. Everything is all about storytelling. Kapag nakuha mo yun, yung retention talaga mas magtatagal eh. Pero the story itself, pag kayo yung nakadevelop or nakakonstruct, mas matagal yung tingin. Ako, duda ako pag in-adapt mo tong sa akin, ma-recall mo eh. Magkaiba yun eh. Kasi ako naka-realize eh. So, merong point na pag nakita ko yung, kakailanganin ko yung formula, nare-recall ko yung analysis na ginawa ko doon. And that is different kung in-adapt mo lang, then makikita mo yung problem pag gagamitan na nun, baka hindi mo basta-basta agad ma-recall. So maganda dyan, i-redevelop ninyo, or mas i-relate mo sa buhay mo. So you can conclude na mas tumatagal yung retention. Subukan lang ninyo, evaluate ninyo kung mas tatagal yung retention. Last one, halimbawa, maximum internal, denominator, minus term palagi. Numerator, PI minus PO palagi. Maximum internal, dito yung multiply yung plus term. 2 RO squared. Thumbs up. Next. Okay ka na dapat din, no? Parang delikado sa akin eh. Piroro really, no? Delikado sa piroro really. Okay. I-try number 1. Basahin mo na. Tingnan yung mga given. Is it thin walled or thick walled pressure vessel? Meron bang binanggit sa problem? Wala. Diba? Walang binanggit, no? So, pag walang binanggit sa problem, you assume. Assume ka ngayon, no? Assume tayo. Assume thin walled pressure vessel. Okay? Ito yung assumption ko, So dito, meron factor of safety. Anong general formula natin ng factor of safety based on machine design discussion ninyo? This is yield strength over design stress, no? So, ang tawag natin dito is design stress po, no? So, ang design stress natin is dependent kung anong type ng load or anong type ng force yung acting dun sa ating machine member. So, kung makikita niyo dito, subjected pa saan yung machine member natin? Subjected to an internal pressure, no? Now, kung subjected siya sa internal pressure, nakita nga natin kanina, pagka ang isang vessel mo, subjected to an inside pressure dito, dalawa po yan. It's either based on tangential or based on longitudinal stress ang na-experience ng body natin, ano? So, ano ang magiging basis natin for the design stress? Ano magiging basis for the design stress? Since subjected sa internal, meron bang binigay whether tangential or longitudinal yung gagamitin? Parang wala. So, pag wala, ano magiging basis natin for the design stress natin? Tangential stress, ano? So, yung design stress mo dapat dyan, will be based on tangential stress. So, instead of ST, gawin ko na ng tangential stress, ano? That will be based on tangential stress. So, kung makikita nyo, ang formula na to, varies talaga yung formula natin, ano? From 16T over pi t cube kung subjected sa torsion, ano? Pwedeng maging 6M over BH squared yan kung machine member mo subjected naman sa bending stress. So, yan yung mga possibilities natin dyan, ano? So, this one, with the tangential stress natin, so PDI over 2T pala yung gamitin natin. So, substitute ko na dito sa formula na to. Factor of safety is 2. Yield strength natin is 275. 48 MPa divided by internal pressure. .82 MPa multiplied by DI 30 inches over 2D. Okay, kindly give me the thickness po. Do we need to convert? Not necessary po kasi we can just cancel this one po. So, ang nakuha ko nga is inches. In terms of inch, what is the thickness natin? Okay, what's the next thing to do, engineers? What is the next thing to do? We need to, sabi na iba, we need to convert, sir. Kasi hindi siya 1/4 eh. Kasi 0.5 yung 1/4. So we should eliminate letter A, no? And then 5 over 8, parang hindi rin siya 0.8. We should eliminate it also. And then we need to convert it into cm as well as mm. Tingnan natin kung sino dun yung merong equivalence na. The answer is no. That is wrong. Kasi before you try to analyze kung alin may equivalence nito sa final answer, you need to test kung tama ba yung sagot mo based on your assumption. No? So, ang gagawin mo muna, i-check mo muna, utilizing yung test natin, which is getting the ratio of the wall thickness with the inside diameter. Say, ang wall thickness is 0.8516 inches over 30 inches, no? And then this is, I don't need the exact value, I just wanted to conclude whether this is greater than or less than 0.07. Or L greater than or less than 0.07. Less than 0.07. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? It's less than 0.07. Inward pressure vessel is wrong. The correct conclusion should be correct yung assumption. Good. Parang let's say for example, just be utilizing this slide. Kasi lang po ba yun sa lahat? Halimbawa, meron tayong mga energy dito. Na? Energy. energy, energy, and then we're asked to compute for Q. No? So, ang Q, since ito yung kinocompute, so, inassume ko dito palabas yung Q natin. Then, nag-energy balance ako, then sinit-solve ko. Ang nakuha ko na Q is, let's say, 10 kilojoules. And sabi nga natin, there's no such thing as negative. There's no such thing as negative, So, ang Q natin dito is equivalent to 10 kilojoules. And how would I conclude yung ating direction dito? Is it done, heat added or heat rejected? Ulitin ko, engineers, ha? Ito yung system. Nag-assume ako, so this is an assumption. Ang nakuha ko sa pag-compute ko, is 10 kilojoules. So, ano dapat yung final answer ko? 10 kilojoules, heat added or heat rejected by the system? Heat added to the system. Bakit po? Ang nire-represent ko, nitong ating negative sign dito, okay, is mali po yung assumption mo. Dapat na-master natin ito naman. Kasi ginagamit natin yan sa mga problem set yata din. Mali po yung assumption mo. So, ang assumption mo is, labas, mali po yan. So, dapat pala, ang Q mo is papasok. So, that should be heat added to the system. That should be your final answer for this one po. If ito yung gamitin mo naman, ito yung assumption mo, papasok, ang lalabas na Q sa equal is positive. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Tama yung assumption. Where din ang assumption mo is papasok, you can stick with that, heat add to the system. Nakuha po ba natin yung engineers? Ang negative at positive po represents lang kung tama ba or mali yung assumption mo na based on your designated direction. About the rest of this lang. Sinto ba kayo? Okay. Balik tayo. So, correct yung assumption. We can stick with this one. And wala nang ganito. So, maybe we'll just be converting this one with cm or mm. And I guess this is approximately 21.6 millimeters. Do you agree with that? The final answer should be letters. You can take a screenshot for it. Nakuha natin yung problem na to. Okay, that's good. Screenshot. Try number 2. Ito general to General to, diba? Pag halimbawa subjected to torsion, so Fs mo is yield strength. General mo kasi is yield strength over design stress Pwede rin kasi na ultimate strength over design stress. Depende kung anong given sa problem. Or kung ano ba yung evaluation. Meron kasing iba na hindi umakabot sa ultimate without simply yield strength evaluation. Depende kung anong type ng material. So, ang design stress mo, it varies. Kung subjected siya sa torsion, diba pwedeng maging 16T over 5D cube. So, anong nangyari lang dito, naging PDI over 2T kasi subjected siya sa internal pressure. Kaya po yun ang naging basis natin design. Pero that should be the general formula that you should be mastering po. That is yield strength over design stress. Okay? Next one. Number 2. Sorry for this one. Ay, okay na kayo dito. Spherical pressure vessel. Isa naman yan. Ano? Ang stress natin dito is PDI over 2D. Kailangan lang pala maging maingat dito. Ano? Kasi meron kang internal pressure na 100 psig. 100 psig. Tama ba yun? 100 psig. Ano ba yung 100 psig? Nalala ko na naman yung estudyante ko. Kamali ko na. Ano daw yung 100 psig? So, ano ba sa pagkano? PSIE. Isha. TPAG. TPAG, saka KPA. So now, so we have the 100 PSI gauge pressure. Ano to, meron kang 100 PSI dito. Again, then inside, ingat, is reduce. Ano, therefore, the diameter natin, ano, is 20 inches. Okay? So we therefore 20 inches over 2 times thickness, 0.1 inches. Okay, so what is the stress natin? Meron divided by 2 inches. Aha. 100.1. Ay, 40 tayo, 40. Spherical, ah. Spherical 40 po. $5,000. Thank you po. Yes. Okay. And siya. Yes po, gauge palagi. Parang hindi naman magbibigay ng ano dun eh. Ng absolute dun. Kung magbigay man ng absolute, diretso pa rin kasi yun pa rin yung pressure dun sa loob. Pag nasa loob ka ng vessel, palaging gauge yun eh. Hindi siya open sa atmospheric pressure. So parang nalalabas doon, ang absolute doon, magiging equivalent sa gauge. Kumbaga yun na yung pinaka-absolute na pressure sa loob, yung value ng gauge. Parang ganun po yung magiging understanding ko. So, hindi mo kailangan mag-track ng atmospheric kasi zero naman yung atmospheric kung nasa loob ng vessel. Okay? Next one. Number 3. Thin walls or thick walls? That's ba? Assume. That's very good. Walang binigay. So we're going to assume. Not even. That's very good. So we're going to start with an assumption. We try to assume. Assume meron na tayo ngayon. Thin walled pressure vessel. Okay? So So, anong basis ng design natin? Tangential or longitudinal? Meron bang binanggit? Tangential. Walang binanggit. So, design based on tangential stress. Okay. Yung boyfriend ba ni ay pinag-aral ba daw niya yung pagpipiloto? Engineer? Ay, ganun, Carl? Pinag-aral ba daw, Carl? Carl, nag-thumbs up dito eh, thumbs up. Ako, madami pa yata time si Engineer kung mag-social media, no? Padagdagan ko yung nito. Ay! Padagdagan ko yung problems mo sa sa trivia. Madami ka pang time pala magbasa ng mga Reddit. Ako. Pa-times 10 ko yung 15 na trivia mo gawing 150, bukas tsaka sa Nagdamay pa itong time. Pinag-aral ba daw, Park? Pinag-aral? Ano ba ang sabi daw? Ganun? 10 years, no? 10 years. Pinag-aral daw, no? Tapos tayo din, no? Pagka na-posting kayo someday, no? Naging engineer lang. Ganyan, no? Naging engineer lang. Nakapasa lang. Nawala na. Ganyan din kayo, no? Kaya dapat ngayon, engineers pa lang. Focus muna kayo dito sa ginagawa natin kasi kailangan tulungan mo yung sarili mo, no? Kailangan tulungan niyo yung sarili niyo. Kasi sa board exam, kayo lang yan. Na yung mga family problem, darating yung point na pag natapos ninyo itong kinocommit ninyo, makakatulong na kayo someday. Financially, yung focus mo na, i-isolate niyo muna yung sarili niyo sa totoong mundo. Kasi hindi yan makakatulong ngayon. Totoo po yun. Yung mga problems ngayon, huwag niyo muna isipin. February, pagkatapos ng exam, madali na yan. Kaya na ninyong mag-focus na. Pag pinagsabay ninyo, pagka may stress kayo, hindi nyo kayanin yung preparation. So may binigay na maximum internal stress, 1-2 PSI. Inside pressure is 500. Inside diameter is 5 inches. Over 2 times thickness. Yan. Compute for the thickness. Anong apelido ni Carl? I-message ko sa management men. 1.04. 1.04. Okay. Final answer na ba to? Ano sunod na gawin dapat? Test. Very good. Check or test. Wall thickness over inside diameter. 1.04 inches all over 5 inches. Greater than or less than? Greater than 0.07. Ano ibig sabihin? What should be the conclusion? No. So that's very good. Wrong assumption. Your conclusion should be wrong assumption. So, dalawa lang naman yan. Ano ba yung mga options mo when assuming? It's either thin-walled or thick-walled yan, di ba? So, isa na rin. Sunod nating step dyan. Resolve using thick-walled pressure vessel formulas natin. Di ba? So, gamit tayo dito ng Lim's equation. Meron tayo kaninang Linash na Lim's equation. which is d over 2. Ingat dyan kasi dapat nakaparenthesis ka dito. Square root ng st plus pi all over st minus pi. Nasa labas 2 minus 1. Sige daw. Very good with the 1.395 inches, no? So, ilagay ko na yan dito yung solution set, 5 inches over 2. Square root na 1, 2 plus 500 all over 1, 2 minus 500 minus 1. Again, then we have your letter B, 1.395. That's very good. Can you take a screenshot po? Okay, number 4. Everyone, okay pa ba tayo? Okay pa? Nung nakikinig ng quadcom na yun habang nag-discuss tayo. Tapos na ba yung kay ano? Kay Duterte? Tapos na. Yung mga pinapakinggan ninyo pag ano, me time ninyo. Mga rapid tool ko yun actually ba natin. Yung sa hearing, na ano. Natapos na yung ano, Alice Go. Series yun, no? May ano ba daw? May part 2 ba daw yun? Wala mong part 2. Wala nang me time. Uy, engineer, hindi ko naman working. So ano yun? 24 hours talagang fully committed ka sa review. Walang me time. Okay, try this one. Subjected to one internal, as well as external pressures. Okay, ibig sabihin, papasok dito yung P-rho-rho-rho natin, yung kaninang formula natin. Let's try to derive it in using my method, Maximum internal yung hinahanap, inner, maximum internal. So we do have here denominator. Ano yung denominator natin? Minus term. Sabay kayo na. Okay, numerator natin is PI minus PO. Okay, by the way, last day na natin ngayon. Last day nyo na kung maging instructor. PI minus PO. Yung plus term, multiply natin dito sa PI. RO squared plus RI squared. Okay. Minus, ito, lagyan natin ito ng 2. And then RO squared. Okay? Okay. Substitute. PI, 10,000. RO squared, 36 squared. Plus 20 squared. Minus 2. External. 25. RO, 36 squared. Divided by 36 squared minus 20 squared. Okay tayo dito, engineers? Everyone, okay tayo? 1 diameter. Okay lang, engineer. Kasi hindi lang sinusulat or hindi lang pina-flash kasi masamang pakinggan. Kasi tingnan ninyo, parehas lang yun, pero masama bang basahin ba? Sige daw, basahin nyo daw. Anong basa nyo? Sige, mnemonic ninyo. Oh. Di ba? Parang hindi magandang pakinggan, di ba? Pero parehas lang po yun. Kaya hindi ko nag-flash pa. Kasi parang ano yun. Di ba? Pero huwag ka nang mag-convert ha. Baka magkamali ka lang ha. Gamitin mo na ganyan kung diameter. Direct sa tanong. Parehas lang yung lalabas na sa tanong. Okay? Compute. Anong masunod ninyo dyan? Parang ano ba term doon? Parang masagwa pakinggan, no? 11696.43. Yes. Okay. That's good. Letter D. Screenshot. Okay. Dinner, so far, okay po tayo? Okay lang ba yung teasing natin? Okay. We go with next topic natin. Actually, we do have 3 topics tonight. So, approaching na tayo sa next topic natin. With the strings, ano? Ano ba mga applications ng strings natin? Tingnan ko, ano mga applications ng string natin? Input. Theoretically, suspension, okay? Ang pinaka-goal kasi natin, when we utilize the spring, is for certain machine member to elongate or to deflect when being loaded. And definitely it must go back to its original size and shape after the load is removed. Kasi if hindi siya makabalik sa kanyang original size and shape, basically, mali po yung design procedure na in-apply natin doon. Mali po yung design procedure na in-apply natin doon. By the way, nabago na yung pangalan natin dito sa Facebook page. Diba, dati Alcorcon Engineering Review Center. Ngayon, Alcorcon Engineering First View Center. First view na daw. Kasi di ba dapat review? Pag-review, dapat meron ng mga discussions ng college and then we're just polishing those concepts, no? Pero ngayon parang majority ng topics, no? Parang first view daw, no? So, first view na ngayon. Now, so, the main goal when we utilize this thing, to deflect, when there is a load and to go back to its original shape, and size after the load is removed, So, meron lang tayo magiging main focus ng springs dito. Yung tinatawag natin na coil spring. At saka, second one, later one, will be the so-called dip spring, So, if the spring is not loaded, ang length niya is what we call free length. Okay, so this is what we call free length. Okay? By definition ng, let's see, 1 minute. Okay? Now, by definition natin ng P or pitch dun sa threads ninyo, this is the distance between two adjacent threads. No? So, dito sa springs, this is the distance between two adjacent coils. No? So, yan, sa front view yan, pero pag tinignan mo siya, somehow in 3D, parang ganito yung spring natin in 3D, ano? Parang nakaganyan siya. No? So, ngayon, if we apply certain load dun sa ating spring, no, will causes deflection sa spring natin. And we are denoting Y. So, yung deflection natin. Okay. By the way, this is what we call pitch. No? Okay, and then this one is what we call deflection. Okay. So, if we try to add more force dun sa spring natin, no? Some point, marireach na yung tinatawag natin na solid length or solid state, no? So, ang deflection natin dito, we call it now as the maximum possible deflection. Kasi hindi na magdi-deflect ang spring mo after this one. Hindi na magdi-deflect yung spring mo after this one, no? So, meron pa ditong maximum possible deflection. That's YS, no? So, this is, parang sinasabi natin, this is the deflection utilizing solid force. So, ang solid force is the force that's being applied and wherein nare-reach ng spring natin yung tinatawag natin na solid state. No? Pero, mas maganda rin definition natin dito is the maximum possible deflection dun sa spring natin. Okay, so that is YS po. So, that is YS. Okay? So, yung length natin dito is what we call solid length. SL natin is what we call solid length. Okay, yung CL natin, this is now compressed. Okay, this is now what we call compressed. Okay pa, so far? Here's. You can take a screenshot. Pitch is a free length. Yes po, possible po. Kasi mamaya, pagdating natin sa free length, ang dependent din siya dun sa pitch natin. So, pwede natin sabihin yun in vice versa, na yung pitch dependent din or based lang sa free length. Parang ganun siya dito. Mamaya, meron tayong tabulated dito dyan. We're in computing for the free length natin, nagamitin natin yung pitch natin. Now, pag tinignan natin siya, sabi nga natin, di ba, yung 3D, yung 3D, ganito. 3D siya na ganyan. So, yung 3D, parang ganyan yung spring natin. Hirap tayo mag-drawing. Yan. So, yan yung ating Yan yung ating coil spring. So, activity natin, no? Okay. So, ngayon, so pag tinignan natin yung sa top view, para siyang circular po siya sa top view natin. Meron ba ditong outside, and then meron ba ditong inside. Okay? And then from here, you can trace a certain mean circle. So, pwede kang mag-trace dito ng mean circle. So, yung diameter mo ng mean circle natin is what we call mean diameter mo. No? That is what we call mean diameter. Okay? Now, so meron tayo ditong inside diameter, no? Meron tayong outside diameter. Again, then we have the mean diameter from center to center ng wire, ano? This one, this is what we call wire diameter. So, yung D natin is wire diameter. Pag sinabing diameter ng coil, DM po yun. So, that is the mean diameter na yun. Okay? Now, if I will be establishing yung formula for DO, so DO, mahaba, no? Ano po itong length na to? Ito, from this part up to this part. Ano yung length na yun? Sinners chat box, ano yung length na yun? 1/2 T, tama? 1/2 T, okay? Now, from this point up to that point, okay, that's DM. Okay? Plus, from this point up to this point, naintindihan ko itong part na to ngayon, no? 1/2 T naman po yun. So, ang DO mo is DM plus 1/2 T, no? Highlight mo yan. DO equivalent to DM plus 1/2 T. When we evaluate the relationship between DI and DM, so start with DM equals. So, ang DM mo, itong part na to, yung encircled part. So, that is 1/2 T plus. So, from that part, and from part na to hanggang dito, so that is DI. And then, another 1/2 T. So, ang relationship mo naman is DM equals DI plus T. 1/2 T. Intindihan po ba natin yung part na yun, engineers? Okay. Ano pa? Screenshot. Okay, now, we go with the working formulas natin ngayon, di ba? So, unang formula natin, working formula is computing for the stress ng coil spring natin, ano? So, meron tayong formula ng stress ng coil spring with 8 kFdm over pi d. Okay, with 8 kMdm over pi d. Wherein yung K natin, that's the stress factor or Wallace factor na tinatawag natin. And that is equivalent to 4C minus 1 over 4C minus 4 plus 0.615 over C. Again, this is what we call stress factor or Wallace factor. Now, maybe you will be asking, sir, ano naman yung C? Ang C naman natin is what we call spring index. And that is mean diameter over wire diameter po. So, this is how we compute for the stress ng coil spring natin. No, pero OBF, I'll be rewriting that one. So, 8 kF. Ilabas ko lang yung DM. Okay, and then, kuha ko ng isang wire diameter sa denominator. So, meron dalawa na naiwan dito, no? So, What is dm over dt? Engineers, what is dm over dt? C. Tama? So, pag tinanong ka, stress ng coil spring, kapag tinanong ka, stress ng coil spring, 8 sa KFC, kasi may pi dito. Pag tinanong ka, bakit ka sa KFC kakain? Kasi may pi dito. Yan ang formula ng stress sa coil spring. Ginamit ko yan nung college. Hindi gumamit ko nung college. Ano yung marami? 8 sa KFC. Bakit daw sa KFC? Kasi may pi dito. O, sa deflection. Anong formula natin? Deflection. By the way, okay na ba yung sulat na 8 sa KFC kasi may pi dito? Sa deflection, 8 fucking 8 FC cube n over GD. At David, ikaw, David, anong ginamit mo sa school na? Yun din ba? Ay, hindi. Walang fried chicken. May mga ganun ba? May mga ganun pala ng mnemonics. Eat fried chicken. Oh. Tapos, parang yung denominator. Ice cream good. Ganun ba? Eat fried chicken. Good. Eat food good. Ba't iba pala ng mga no? Ba't iba pala tayo, no? Gravy daw. Ganun. Oh. Eat, walang fried chicken. Eat gravy daw. Oh, galing na. Now, yung N natin dito, no? Yung N natin, is the active number of coils. Natandaan na? Active coils natin. No? So, pag binigyan kayo ng actual, hindi automatic na equivalent sa active. Unless otherwise, yung coil end mo is plain or ground type. So, titingnan mo itong tabulated data natin. Swerte ka, engineer, pagka yung plain saka yung ground mo, or plain rather, pagka yung coil end mo is plain or ground, yung actual mo is equivalent to N. So, pag halimbawa, binigyan kita ng actual, by the way, N is active, This is active number of coils. So, pag binigyan kita ng actual, and then sinabi ko na plain type, so, mag-equate mo to with N, okay ka. N mo equals 20. Pero pag binigyan kita to ng squared, halimbawa, binigyan ko sa problem ng squared, and then binigyan kita ng actual na 20, so, ang actual mo is equivalent to N plus 2. How many active coils meron tayo doon, engineers? Tingnan naman natin yan. Drop mo yung sa i-drop mo sa Discord or sa GC natin. Pag-usapan natin. That should be 18, no? That should be 18 po. You're going to shift to this one. And equivalent to 18. So, nagiging lucky enough lang tayo if plain or ground type po siya, no? So, ang actual natin is equivalent to 8. Naintindihan ko, everyone? Yung actual mo is equivalent to active. Kasi diretso ka na active yung N natin. Pero pag squared and ground, ingat kayo dyan, dapat N plus 2. So N should be equivalent to 18. Naintindihan po? About the rest of the class po. Okay ba tayo doon? Okay. Next one. Tingnan to Yung free length mo dito, yung free length mo? Tinignan ninyo to, Yung free length natin na to, is equivalent to deflection at solid force, no, plus solid length, no? So, based dun sa diagram natin, yung free length ninyo is equivalent to deflection at solid force plus solid length. Okay, so ang deflection at solid force dito is equivalent to free length minus solid length natin. Doon sa kanina natin, deflection after certain load is applied, ito yung formula natin. Pero when you are talking about maximum, no, maximum possible deflection natin, hindi mo na kailangan kung how much load yung in-apply or kung ano ba yung maximum possible load na i-apply. Kasi ang free length at solid length na formula natin, no, doon mo lang titingnan sa table. No, so, again, critical, whether ano ba yung type ng coil end natin. No, so, pag solid length, that is N plus 1 times T, where yung N natin is active, and D mo is wire diameter, tama? Wire diameter, and then yung mga P mo dito, these are the pitches natin. No, so, kung makikita ninyo, force dependent po siya. Kahit anong type ng load, ilagay mo dyan, you can still complete, no, yung ating pong formula in computing for the deflection at solid force. Naintindihan po? So, okay pa ba tayo? Can you give me a thumbs up for a reason po? So, again, dito natin kukuhanin ano yung computation natin for free length as well as solid length. That is dependent on the type ng coil end na ibigay ng subject, no? So, that is how we evaluate that one. Okay? Now, try to focus on this one. Spring rate, no? Spring rate is not equivalent dun sa stress factor natin kanina na no, ano yung stress factor natin yung 4C minus 1 over 4C minus 4 plus 0.615 over C. So magkaiba po yun. Hindi siya equivalent dun sa stress factor natin kanina na K din, di ba? So if tawagin na lang natin ito sigurong ano, AS na lang, di ba? AS na lang siguro. Spring rate. Spring rate. Okay? So, ano ba pagka sinabi natin spring rate? Ano kaya ang main purpose kung bakit natin kailangan alamin yung spring rate natin? Ano ba yung definition? Sabi nga, this is the amount of weight that is needed to compress certain coil, no, for a certain amount of deflection, no? So, halimbawa, nag-apply ako ng, or let's say, meron tayong target na deflection na 1 inch. Okay? 1 inch. No? So, dito, 1,000 pounds yung kailangan ko bago ako nakakuha ng deflection na 1 inch. No? Kasi, spinning rate in general is F over Y. No? Meron naman possibility na 10 pounds lang yung in-apply ko, meron na akong deflection na 1 inch. Nakuha po ba natin yun? So, itong isa, mataas yung spring rate. Yung isa, mababa yung spring rate. Okay? Anong mas maganda? Mataas yung spring rate or mas mababa yung spring rate? Ano mas maganda? Mataas yung spring rate or mas mababa yung spring rate? Engineers, chat box. Hinintay ba si chat GPT? Answer is depende po sa application. No? Depende sa application. Halimbawa, di ba meron tayong mga door na meron tayong na-observe na mga doors na merong spring dun sa, sa upper part niya. Wherein, pagka halimbawa, tinanggal mo na yung handle mo dun sa door handle, parang magpo-close na yung door. So, halimbawa, yung application na yun, gusto mo ba sobrang lakas ng force bago magkaroon ng konti man lang deflection sa spring natin? So, paano siyang yung pinto dun sa mansion ni na Kiyua ba yan? Hunter x Hunter. Yung pinto dun. Sobrang laki na ng force na kailangan mong i-apply. Bago ka magkaroon ng deflection, gusto mo ba yun? Di ba? O halimbawa sa sasakyan, sasakyan, paakyat lang ng paa mo, kapapatong lang ng paa mo, biglang nag-deflect na agad, na agad. So there are certain applications na kailangan mataas yung spring rate natin, and there are certain applications na mababa dapat yung spring rate. And usually, pagka pumipili nga ng isang spring, ito yung nagiging basis. Kasi ito yung nag-describe dun sa kanyang capacity or sa required load, per a certain amount of deflection na possible or proportional dun sa load na i-apply. Naintindihan po ba natin yung engineers? So in general, hindi natin sabihin na mas maganda ang mataas or mas maganda yung mababa kasi depende dun sa application talaga na pagkagamitan natin. Nakukuha po ba natin yun, engineers? Okay pa ba? About the rest of the class po? Tingnan ko nga, reason nga or thumbs up yung mga gising pa. Dami pa. That's good. Engineer, paglabas ng schedule ng PRC, dun yung makikita yung start ng filing saka end date ng filing, So medyo malapit na kasi most likely kung February yung board exam, January yung last date ng filing dyan. Pero ingat ka dyan kasi January syempre may bakasyon, hindi natin alam after Christmas kung may offices pa ba ang PRC. So maganda agad dyan, by December 1st week, 2nd week, mag-file ka agad dyan. So dapat naka-request na kayo dun sa mga universities ninyo, ng mga transcript ninyo as well as diploma po para diretsong apply ka dyan. So gagawin mo dyan sunod, magkagawa ka ng account sa Leris, PRC website yan, Leris, Huwag mong kakalimutan yung password mo kasi pag nakapasa ka na sa February, sure na yon. So yan din yung gagamitin mo na account para mag-file ka naman for OTP, kasi pagka kinuha mo na yung lisensya mo. So sa website na yan, walang change password or forgot password. So dapat matandaan mo talaga yung password mo dyan. Hindi ka pwede magawa ng account under your name kasi natidetect yan ni PRC. Ang isang possible na gawin mo dun, pupunta ka mismo sa mga satellite site ni PRC and then dun ka magpapa-change ng password. Kaya iniiwasan talaga dyan yung mga medyo mahihirap or hindi common sa'yo na password. Dapat yung common lang sa'yo. Yung common lang sa'yo. Kaya i-chat mo sa classmate mo para someday meron kang iba-backtrate kung ano yung password mo sa Leris. So now, we do have here the setup natin for series connected springs. So let's say meron tayong spring 1, spring 2, and then spring 3. If we apply certain load F, so definitely kakaroon ng deflection yung system natin. So yung system mo, let's say, nag-deflect siya from that point 1 to point 2. Okay? So paano kinocompute yung total deflection? Pag nag-apply ka ng load dito, you can revisualize that your spring 1 will deflect with respect to certain elongation y1. Tama? Your spring 2 will deflect with with respect to certain elongation y. Okay? And then your spring 3 will deflect with respect to certain elongation y3. No? So we have here y1, y2, y3. And this is how we compute for the total elongation natin with the y1 plus y2 plus y3. Okay? If i-apply natin yung formula natin kanina ng spring rate natin is force over deflection. So we can conclude that your y, or the deflection itself, is equivalent to F over K. Is correct? F over K. So meron kang, for y1, meron kang F1 over K1. For y2, meron kang F2 over K2. No? For y3, meron kang F3 over K3. And then, what is F1, F2, F3? So ang F1 mo is the load that is applied on spring 1. Ang F2 mo yung load dito sa spring 2. Ang F3 natin is yung load dito sa spring 3. So, saan equivalent yung F1? Kung ano yung total load na in-apply mo dito, that is equivalent to F1. Kung ano yung total load na in-apply mo dun sa baba, that is the force natin dun sa spring 2. And then, that is also the load natin dun sa spring 3. Naiintindihan po ba natin yung part na to, engineers? Okay, now, you try to analyze if ang setup naman natin will be parallel setup naman. So, meron tayong parallel setup dito. So, you have 3 springs. So, yung system mo, nag-apply tayo ng load F dito. So, let's say, yung system mo ngayon is nandito na sa part na to. Yung, okay lang ba kayo dyan? Grabe na yung sunod-sunod na ulan dyan. So now, yung natin, nung nag-deflect na ito ng, let's say, total elongation y. Pero kung makikita mo, di ba bababa yung system mo dyan? Totally. No? So yung spring 1 mo, nag-deflect lang siya with respect to certain elongation y1. Yung spring 2 mo, nag-deflect siya sa certain elongation y2. And then yung spring 3 natin, nag-deflect siya with respect to certain elongation y3. And dapat, constant yung elongation natin dyan. No? Kung ano ang dineflect ni spring 1, yun din yung deflection ni spring 2, yun din yung deflection ni spring 3. So, ibig sabihin, yung total elongation natin is constant. That is equivalent to y1, that is also equivalent to y2, that is also equivalent to y3. And now, considering that y is equivalent to f over k natin, so it can also be equated such that meron tayong f1 over k1 is equivalent to f2 over k2, and that's also equivalent to f3 over k3. Ang question dito yung f1, f2, f3 kasi hindi siya constant. Ang requirement is that the total force should be the summation ng f1, f2 sa f3 natin. So kung halimbawa meron akong total force F na 90 kilonewtons, is not stated that this will be equally distributed into 30 kilonewtons each spring. Ang rule dito, that should be on the basis of the spring rate natin. Pagka mataas yung spring rate, ibig sabihin, kasi meron tayong ang goal natin is yung deflection natin should be constant. So, para maging constant yung deflection, titingnan mo, or evaluatin mo yung spring rate per spring. Pag mataas yung spring rate, ibig sabihin, kahit malaking load, kukunti pa yung deflection natin. Ano, so, dyan mo i-distribute yung malaking portion ng total load F natin. Ano, yun namang mababa yung spring rate, ibig sabihin naman nun, kahit konti pa lang na load is nag-deflect na agad siya. So definitely, when you distribute yung force natin, konti lang yung i-distribute mo doon. Naintindihan po ba natin yan, engineers? Ano, so pwedeng ang F1 mo is 60, ano, pwedeng ang F2 mo is 20, ano, pwedeng ang F3 mo is 10. Ano, still, the most important thing is when you add them, that sums up to the total force F natin. Nagkukuha ko? So this is the setup natin for a parallel connected strings. Naintindihan? Give me a thumbs up for a reason po. Okay, now, balikan natin tayo sa ano. Okay? So, let's say for example, meron tayong spring dito and then meron tayong body. No? So, we're going to drop yung object natin with respect to certain height. So, yung spring mo dito definitely is mag-deflect. Mag-deflect siya dito. Okay? So ngayon, kung ito yung initial position natin, and then nagkaroon ng certain displacement y, dun sa ating spring, ibig sabihin, meron tayong in-apply na work dito sa ating system. Do you agree with that? Kasi sabi natin, nag-exert tayo ng work if it causes displacement dun sa ating system or dun sa ating body. Through a certain application of force. Nakuha po ba natin yung engineers? So if we try to recall yung discussion natin sa physics, comparing yung energy at work natin, sabi natin, energy is the ability to do work. Tama? Energy is the ability to do work. Now, how do we define energy naman? Energy rather is the ability to do work. How do we define work? Ang work naman, this is the amount of energy transferred, when an object is moved by a certain external force. So, again, kaya nagkaroon ng displacement y or deflection y dito is through the application of certain work. So, sabi nga natin, work is the amount of energy. So, ang basis ng work natin, di ba meron tayong general formula ng work? Ano yung general formula ng work natin? Ang work natin is force times distance. Naintindihan? Na-recall po ba to? So, ang force na tinutukoy natin dito should be average force, multiplied by ang distance traveled niya or deflection is y. So, that's the formula ng work natin. So, dependent ang work na to dun sa amount ng energy na meron yung system natin. And kung makikita ninyo, ang basis lang naman natin is elevation. So, papasok yung analysis natin ng potential energy. Or yung potential energy nga natin, sabi natin, this is mgh. So, ano yung h? Yung body mo, di ba, ito yung magiging resting position ng body natin. Yan. So, yung body natin, nag-travel siya from that specific position to this final position natin. So, distance nito, I'll be denoting it as HO na lang, initial position. And then we have y, wherein we can claim that your h is equivalent to initial position plus deflection. So, yung work natin, sabi nga natin, that's equivalent to the potential energy natin. So we therefore average force multiplied by deflection y, and that is equivalent to mg multiplied by initial height natin plus deflection y. Wherein, pag hinahanap natin is total load F, ang average force natin is 1/2 F. Natandaan po yun. So this is 1/2 F. So we therefore 1/2 F multiplied by deflection y, that is equivalent to mg multiplied by ho plus y. Nakuha po ba to, everyone? Okay? So, pwede rin evaluation, di ba? Potential energy to, ano sabi natin, biglang gumalaw yung body natin kasi traveling din siya downward. So, pwede ka rin mag-equate dito ng kinetic energy natin, no? Wherein that is 1/2 mv squared naman. If you want to get yung velocity natin ng body habang bumababa siya. Naintindihan po, everyone? Ako. Hindi po. Take a screenshot po. Okay, so now, we try it with number 1. Problem number 1 natin. Try this one. So, anong gustong ipakompute sa atin sa number 1? Total shear stress, no? Anong formula natin ng shear stress? 8 sa KFC. Bakit daw? Kasi may pi dito. Okay. So ngayon, kailangan natin ng values ng K at saka ng C. We start with computing for K. Formula natin. K is equivalent to 4C minus 1 with over 4C minus 4 plus 0.615 over C. Okay, wherein ang C natin, ano is Vm over D. So, meron ba tayong mean? I guess so. Meron tayong 50.8 mm. Wire diameter, 3.429 mm. What is C? You also store that value po after computing. We have some inputs here, 14.81. How about the rest of the class? Can you also confirm that one? So that's good. We try to store that value po. Now, I'll be now computing for A. Ano naman ang K natin? C equals 14.81. 1.0958. And everyone also confirm that one po. Okay, now, substituting stress natin is equivalent to 8. K natin, 1.0958. F. Ako, engineers, mas prefer ko lagi ang kilonewtons. Ano, naka-kilo ko palagi. So, kung saan kayo mas comfortable, stick with that. Ako kasi palagi kilo eh. C, 14.81. And then we divide this one with pi. And then diameter natin, wire diameter, 3.42. Ako ayaw ko rin yung mag-move ng decimal ba. Tapos maglalagay ka ng 0 sa unahan. Ito, okay lang sa akin kasi alam ko na divided by 1,000 tatlong move. Nandito siya. 0.22 yan. No? Pero pag mga ganito, 3.429, then mag-move ka ng tatlong decimal. Baka magkamali lang ba? So, ang ginagawa ko dyan, nagdi-divide na lang ako dito ng 1,000. So, meters na to, and then squared. Okay, so ano ang ating ditong shearing stress? $773,492 PPA. Okay, you can take screenshot po. Okay po.